Check it out. What is going on, man? This is the show that we call Bald-Headed Reasoning. And we about to act the fool. You better watch out. Check it out, man. Grab you a drink. We're going to tell you what to think, man. I got my boys in the house, man. Obi-Wan Kenobi. What's up, baby?
Well, hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Nah, man, I'm over here in old Tennessee, man. I'm wearing a sweater, man, because it's doggone. We was outside, man. Next thing you know, man, it started getting chilly, man. Like I say, bipolar weather, baby.
Yeah.
Bipolar weather, man. So I went out there, man. Tried to smoke me up an old Pappy Van Winkle cigar. What you got there? What you got there, man? What you smoking on there, Watchdog?
I wasn't trying to interrupt. I was just flashing the cigar real quick.
You were flashing on me, baby. Flashing on me.
Hey, ain't got nothing here. A little something in a little cocktail here, but
Yeah.
it's sealed in.
But if you ever try one of them Pappy Van Winkle, I got a little quote for you. It's called that headbanger boogie because it's gonna give you a headache, dog. It's pretty intense. The full body. Full body.
I'm about to try that out just as soon as.
Yes, sir.
I gotta remind my partner.
Yes, sir.
Before next week, he out until Thursday next week. Yeah. He bringing me a couple Cubans.
Yes, sir.
Send me your address. I will send you some, dog. I got you, big dog.
Oh.
Part 8 include me on the thing, dog, because I likes me one too, for sure.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yes, sir.
I got you.
Well, all right now. Hell then. But they call the man Ando, but I call him Simba. What's going on, dog?
It's bald-headed reasoning, baby. It's bald-headed reasoning. Yes, sir. Yes, over here in Cali, man, it's 92 degrees currently at my location, and we feeling good, man. I'm sorry, Old B. I'm sorry, dog. So that little glare in the background, that's the sun. That's what that looked like, dog.
I noticed you got that tan, dude.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure you have some good weather here pretty soon, dog. So I had to rub it in just a little bit.
You rub it in a little bit. That's that California IA, dog. We don't get, like they say in New York, we don't get that kind of weather. We don't get that kind of weather. What's happening up there in the big VA, baby? Talk to me.
Man, what the big we're gonna bring you season greetings and tears of season and welcome to the VA. What they call is what we call this the state for lovers in the other state. Where you gonna get your taxes, you gonna pay for your vehicle 3 times over because it ain't really yours. Even though you done paid it off and got the title in your safe, you don't pay those property taxes. The vehicle belongs to the state of Virginia. I just want y'all to say hello from the state of Virginia, and I hope y'all get some out of today's episode of Bald-Headed Reasoning because it's time for me to tell you some things that you need to know and some things that you might not need. You didn't need to know, but we're gonna tell you it anyway. Because guess what? You need to know.
You need to know. That's for sure. That's for sure, buddy. Bro. So check it out, man. We like to invite you right now to tap in and follow us at Bald-Headed Reasoning on YouTube and on Spotify, man. New episodes every Monday. We're coming to you all the way live, man. We're gonna keep putting that content out there, man. I hope you guys can tap in, check us out, man. We're gonna jump right into our first segment, man. This is an NBA themed show tonight, so we're gonna be talking all things NBA tonight. So I hope y'all ready. I know everybody watching NBA playoffs, very exciting. So we're gonna jump right into the head lead, powered by New Spot Alert ATL, man. New Spot Alert ATL is the #1 place in your source. We like the black, yep, baby. You want to tap in and see what's going on around ATL, man, in and around? Tap in with your boy right there, man. See what's going on. We'll put you where you need to be. All right. The hit league, fellas, what is your all-time NBA playoff rivalry? And name an impact NBA player that we tend to have forgotten. Go ahead and kick us off there, Ando.
Well, let me see, man. I think the biggest all-time rivalry for me, just because of how that was when I was really starting to get into professional basketball, a lot of the shows used to be kind of grainy and tape delayed, and it was around the time when the ABA was merging. We're taking NBA players, but that when Magic and Bird had that rivalry in college and brought that into the league. That's when that's when I really got into the NBA. You know, seemed like those guys were always facing off in the championship. You know, even the games during the year when they faced each other, man, it was quality basketball. It was must see TV. You know, it's I think about the Bulls and the Cavs rivalry back in the day. You know, if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, man, you know, we'd be talking about Brad Daugherty right now. A whole lot. Teamed up with Elo and
Go to Utah Jazz.
yeah. Or Utah. So it's you know, but to me, I would say just that Lakers and Celtics rivalry. You know, as far as, let me see, who impact player that's not talked about that much.
And when I say impact, let me be clear what I'm saying. I'm not talking about like the perennial all-star or the MVP type player. I'm talking about a guy that you know that was like, yeah, you got to watch him, or he can affect the game. He didn't always get the hype, but just like I said, it's the guy you tend to forget about.
Okay, hold on, because I can't remember this dude's name, but you'll know who I'm talking about. Oh, Kevin Johnson.
Hey, Jay.
Kevin Johnson, man. I think he retired. I think he might have been 32 still, you know, in his prime. He could have easily played about, you know, 3 or 4 more years. And but that guy was quick off the dribble. He could shoot jumpers at every level. He was hard to guard, man. He put 32 on you in a heartbeat. And he was fast and he was quick. I mean, that dude was literally unguardable, right? And especially at his stature, to be able to do the things he could do with a basketball. Yeah, I think that dude deserves a lot of respect, a lot of credit, bro. I remember when he retired, they didn't think he was gonna stay out of the game, and the reporter asked him, you know, what would it take for you to come back next year? And he said, Lord will have to give me a sign or something. And, you know, and the guy was like, well, what would that sign be? What it would look like? He said, a burning bush. You know? In other words, I'm done, bro. I don't care how good a shape I'm in. Yeah, I know I can still play. He's like, I'm done, man. I'm moving on to other things. What would that sign be?
and when he ran for mayor and won that, you know.
That's right, exactly. Impressive, man. He's always been one of my all-time favorites, man. That I just believe don't get enough shout out, and he should. And there's a lot of guys out there, man, that deserve that same, you know, amount of, you know, respect and recognition that people don't really talk about that much anymore. So. And I'm pretty sure all you guys are going to bring up somebody and just to prove my point, right?
But that's the whole point.
A great player.
That's the whole point. We want you to go in the vault and think about them guys, because we know the Stars, the Birds, the Magics. We know all the Jordans. We know all about them. But I'm talking about them guys that, you know, that go out there and they put that lunch pail on, and the guys that we just spoke of couldn't win without them. You know what I'm saying? That's the guys I'm talking about. Okay, bet that. All right, then. Watch that. What is your all-time favorite NBA rivalry, and what is an impact player that we tend to forget about? Who is the impact player we tend to forget about?
Well, since we're gonna go reverse and start the impact player, you know, that's multiples, man. That's the problem. Which one do we talk about? Which one do we consider is the most impact player that's been forgotten about? Everybody gonna come up.
Just somebody just random that we tend to forget about.
You want me to throw something random out? I throw something random out there. We go Manning.
Ooh.
We go Manning. We go Trace McGrady. Well, I mean, I don't know who we want to throw out there. You know, James Worthy.
Yeah.
I mean, we can throw some names out there, but then, you know, as I finish with James Worthy, we go, you know, the NBA rival, Lakers and Celtics.
Hey, man, you know, at first I thought you was talking about Peyton Manning. I was like, you confused, man? You know, we talking about basketball. I was like, Manning. I was like, oh, Danny Manning.
Manning Ginobili, baby.
My bad, dog. My bad.
But you know what, Ando? We don't like Daddy Manning because you know why we don't like it because
we ain't gonna. That's a whole separate show, dog.
damn right. Because we were the number. I'm real quick. We was the number one seed in the East, and we traded our franchise Hall of Fame player for damn Daddy Manning, dog.
I forgot all
Mr.
about
Bad Knee.
Thunder Rendan, bro. I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
Thunder
and we got swept. And we got swept when we, as soon as we traded, we got swept in 5 games by Charlotte. But go ahead, dog. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Hey, I told you, baby. Hey, I gave you Manny, man. I gave you Manny, Tracy McGrady. I can give you some others, brother, because I was looking at, I was researching that, and it's a lot of impact players that we have totally forgot about, and people have just discredited that you don't even hear about, anymore. That will impact. Ray Allen, huh?
Well, that because he was a true impact player.
Bro, hey, Watch Dog, do you know I have a signed basketball from Ray Allen in my man cave right now, dog?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, boy, that's special right there.
We talking about Jesus Shuttleworth.
Right, that's right, dog.
Shuttleworth, baby.
We talking about Jesus Shuttleworth, baby. Damn right.
Come on, man. Hey, so when we sit there and think about it, hey, if you really want to go there, somebody coaching a team right now that's been dominant, right? They got the most lethal 3-point shooter in the game right now, and he's the coach, and he was lethal.
His damn self. Sure was.
That's Ray Allen, dog. That's Ray Allen.
That's Ray. That Ray.
That Ray. That Ray.
Hey, so that's why I meant with it. Lakers Celtics. You pick. Tell them what you want. But if I come up from the table, it's gonna be trouble. Trouble.
Boy, what's your NBA rivalry and who's your forgotten about NBA impact player?
Man, let me tell you, man. Ando, Watch Dog, y'all hit it right on the head, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always talk about the Celtics and the Lakers. That's to me, that's the all-time rival, man. That's the no BS all-time rival, man, because you look back, you got Robert Parrish, you know what I'm saying, Carr, DJ, you know what I'm saying, Danny Ainge, Larry Bird. Then you go on the other side, you got the Lakers, you got Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, AC Green, Jerry Curl, AC Green, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got Cooper, you know what I'm saying?
Cooper with his Scott,
just
back Cooper in the day, Wilkins, you know what I'm saying?
Norm Nixon, y'all just all shout out to Macon, Georgia. What's up, Norm? What it is, baby?
That's the all-time rival, man. Baby. That's the biggest rival going. You know what I'm saying? And still today, man, even when they play, all those old vibes come back, you know what I'm saying?
It does.
And it resurfaces, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You can't get past that, dog, though. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to close it out with, you know what I'm saying, the Lakers and the doggone Celtics. Now, my most impact player that people don't forgot about, we go back to when the Bulls and the Pistons were playing back in the day. Because they used to battle, dog.
I'm gonna think about saying something about Byron Scott or somebody.
No. But one player that people, you know what I'm saying, doing those competitions between the Bulls and the doggone Pistons that, you know what I'm saying, I remember that was the big factor in all those games was the microwave, Vinnie Johnson. Bro,
yeah.
That boy right there was money, clutch. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a Pistons fan, but that dude would kill you every chance he got. Nobody could block his shot. Man, his shot was way back here, and it was a jump shot.
And it was quick. And he was quick.
Boy, that boy was
quick too.
That boy was, man,
he working on his triceps while he was playing the game.
Yeah. and then you think about it, man, that dude wasn't tall at all, man, but he was like, bro, he was one of them little short cats, man, that just couldn't jump out the gym. But his jump shot was lethal, man.
It was wet.
Hey,
Bro.
hey, I'm sorry. We forgot all about Muggsy, man. I'm sorry. Muggsy, no. I'm sorry, Muggsy. My bad, dog. Muggsy Bowles, I'm sorry.
But man, my most impact player, dog, during that time was Vinny Johnson, bro. Vinny the microwave Johnson, bro. And nobody ever really talk about it no more, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, I think we all in agreement. There's no doubt about it that the most impact, the most storied NBA rivalry is the Lakers and Celtics. I mean, it's indisputable. And and like I said, we all have our teams, and you could be a fan and say, well, quit lying. It's definitely Lakers Celtics. Okay, that
part.
They saved the NBA. But I got two guys that I'm gonna mention in my impact players. Okay, so the first guy I'm gonna give a little love to was here's an impact guy that a lot of people kind of give him the wrong thing, but they don't understand now. He guarded the Jordans, the Ron Harpers back then.
And you about to say who I think?
The Clyde Drexlers, he guarded all these guys, but he also gave them 22. Oh, wait a minute, here's a kicker, and did it off the bench. His name was Vernon Maxwell. Vernon Maxwell, Houston Rockets. He was a bad man, dog. Now, he had to guard Jordan, Drexler, Magic, all these guys back in the day. But he'll come off the bench and light you up and give you 22, though, dog. But he had to guard these guys, every night. He had to guard them every night. And Houston don't win without Vernon Maxwell, dog, because I'm telling you, that dude hit some big shots in them championship years and some big moments, okay? But my other guy, my honorable mention, because I can't go without this, was how impressive was Tayshaun Prince, man, in the Pistons run for their championship, guarding 4 positions. And then 4-1 against the Lakers?
Yeah.
I mean, how impressive was that, dog? This dude was guarding Derek Fisher. He'd get off him, he'd guard Kobe. He'd get off him, he'd guard the wing. Tony Kukoc. Not Tony Kukoc. What was the wing guy? Who's that with them then? Robert Orr. You know what I'm saying? He guard all the swing people and guard the point guard. So Billups wouldn't have to be chasing Derek Fisher around our picks all day. I'm like, man, this dude is big time, man. So he'd be my honorable mention with that, man. I just thought, but Vernon Maxwell was a bad man.
Don't forget about the CW. Don't forget about the CW.
Who that?
His name started Chris.
Chris Webb.
Oh yeah, Chris Webb. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a bad man.
Chris Webber is probably he's probably one of my most underrated players.
Yeah.
Like all time.
All time, man.
He probably one of my most and then wait a minute, I'm gonna go back. Now, also too, because I was actually gonna put this guy in, he was gonna be in their prime. It's funny you said that earlier, Ando, because Brad Daugherty, I was trying to match somebody up with him in their prime because a lot of people don't know how bad Brad Daugherty was, dog. 20, that's a 2010 every night.
Every night.
Every night. He was a bad boy, dog. But yeah. All right. So we're gonna jump right into this and that then. That's a perfect segue in for that. So what's more exciting, fellas, in the this and that segment? A long 3-pointer or a monster dunk? What, dog? You leaning in? Tap in with us real quick. Let us know what's going on.
Sir, since you tapped me in, sir, I'm gonna go ahead and tell I'm leaning in because somebody just shattered her backboard and put some glass in my fucking eye. I'm going with the monster dunk because
you watch, dog.
Before the 3-pointer, that monster
Watch your head.
They would shatter a backboard and they got to stop the game because we need a new basketball goal. So I'm going with the monster dunk, sir. The monster.
Do
you not know when Shaq shattered that board? They like, hold up, what do we do now?
But he wasn't first. You know who was the original backboard shatterer out of Petersburg, VA right there was Moses Malone. He was a bad man, dog. Yes,
so
sir.
You know why
Chocolate Thunder.
It ain't nothing like somebody coming down court full steam ahead and they get that.
Take that.
Hey, and then I don't mean it. I'm sorry, people. This is a disclaimer. If you young or underage, He done put his ball sack in your face. I'm sorry.
These nuts.
Look at this. Look at this.
Freezing up.
You froze up, watchdog.
Long 3-pointer of the monster dog.
Who that?
Ando.
Yes, sir.
Long 3-pointer of the monster dog.
Oh, dog. You know what, bro? I thought about this. I think I'm gonna have to piggyback on my man, because here's the thing. It's depending on the situation, right? Because see, I don't like all that the dunking and the like the slam dunk contest. It's gotten kind of boring. Slam dunk contest,
you didn't see that? You didn't see that young guy?
Well, yeah, I saw some
the
of that.
vanilla guy jump over the car.
Yeah, I saw some of that. That was impressive. But the overall show, you know, I just think it's whack. In-game slams, yeah, man. You know, when it means something, somebody guarding you, that's different. But slam dunk contest was ruined for me after Nate Robinson. I don't know how the hell you get 19 tries. You know what I'm saying? I went to the goddamn grocery store, you know, got some wings, you know, came back home, threw the mugs on the grill, you know, popped a couple cold ones, man. I flipped back on there. I thought they was moving on to another segment of the show. This motherfucker was on attempt number 13 or something. I got to watch the last 6 or 7 times. This motherfucker can't even touch the goddamn rim. How the hell he wouldn't have slammed up? After that, dog, it messed basketball up for me, man.
I told y'all, y'all forget something.
I went through a depressing time. You know, it was a hard time in my life back then, man, because I started questioning my decisions, really. Like, are you keeping up with some bullshit like this, man? What is wrong with you? Damn, looking at myself in the mirror, you know, trying to pump myself up and get back up again. God damn it. Fuck you, Nate Robinson. You almost ruined my life, man. But in-game dunks, though, bro, in-game, you know, ain't nothing like hitting a three, you know, somebody guarding you. Now, the three-point contest is exciting in the All-Star game. Now, I do like that.
It is.
You on the clock, bro. You know, because anybody can sit there. You know, I can go find a goddamn 62-year-old dude at the YMCA that can just stand in one place and just.
But Big was impressive.
And just shoot them threes all day. But he ain't on no timer though. You know what I'm saying?
No, he ain't on no timer.
He ain't no time.
He ain't on no time, and he ain't running to this next spot over here. So that contest in the 3-point contest in the NBA All-Star Game Challenge, yeah, I'm down for that, bro. But if I had to choose between the two, I'm going with the dunk game in game.
Okay.
In game.
All right. So BaldHead reason listeners, before we go on to one real quick, you have to understand that these guys are crazy. Okay, they get triggered off anything. I mean, anything would trigger them. Anything. You know, I never knew that a dunk was going. Nate Robinson, you don't know it right now, but you almost got your ass beat just for dunking like that. Cause if he see you in the street, he might roll up on you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I'm just joking, man. We love Nate. You know what? Matter of fact, get well soon, Nate, because Nate has some health problems, man. We love him. He's one of my favorite all-time players, man. And I'm going to tell you, I ain't never seen it. That's right, man. Let me tell you something. That young man was an athlete, man. He was a football player. He was also a basketball player, man. I'm telling you, when y'all seen him jump and play ball, that dude, like he got a jetpack on his back, dog. That dude can fly, dog. I like Nate. So shout out to Nate, man. Hope you get well soon, brother. We love you, man. We just having a little fun, man. But you a bad man, okay? Don't let nobody tell you any different. You a bad man, for sure. Okay, Obi-Wan. Which one, man?
I mean, being official, so because I am so official.
That's right. Like a referee with a whistle.
Yeah.
You official like a referee with a whistle, baby. Yes, sir.
Nah, man. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a caveat on what everybody else said, man. It's being that the 3-point shot, man, is so popular now. You know what I'm saying? You go NBA, WNBA, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got the little step back. You know what I'm saying? They actually shooting it from the hash mark now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even the doggone, you know what I'm saying? The doggone almost half court, dog. You know
The
what I'm saying?
logo. Yeah, half
You know,
court.
I mean, they actually out there, man. They got the range. You know what I'm saying? You know, some teams live and die by the 3-point shot, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They taking about 50, almost 60 shots outside the 3-point line, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But I'm gonna tell you, man, that dunk, you know, being an official, dog, that dunk, when you see somebody get postered, you know what I'm saying? Like Watchdog said, balls in your jaws, you know what I'm saying? Bro, that's you know what I'm saying? You have to stay professional as an official, man, because some of them cats get embarrassed, man. Like, bro, you just got dunked on, man.
They real life do though, dog. I ain't gonna listen.
Like you just got postered, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Real time. That boy just put his noogies in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Yeah. So you know what I'm
then
saying? As
look
an official, dog, you try to keep your composure, but you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? When they have a dead ball timeout, you know what I'm saying? Everybody go to their doggone bench. You laughing. Like, damn, you see that?
They keep showing it on the jumbotron. They gonna show it on the jumbo. They gonna keep playing it and keep playing it and keep playing it.
Yes.
You know.
And my man, the cat now, bro, and Edwards, man. I love that dude, man.
Disrespectful as hell, though, dog.
Bro, that boy is deadly, man.
He got bad intentions. He got bad intentions, man.
He is a problem, and he will, you know what I'm saying, just like John Morant. John Morant going to embarrass somebody, dog.
Yeah.
He's about to get embarrassed, dog.
John Morant got a jetpack on his back, though, dog.
Yes.
I mean, he is strong.
Hey, but look here. Look, we all in agreement, but I just got to give a little bit of, you know, little credit to probably the two best 3-point you know, shots live game that I've seen, and it was like Reggie Miller when he scored, like, I don't know, 9 points in 9 seconds, 8 points in 9 seconds.
9 points in 6 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
The game was supposed to be over with. That was nasty.
That was impressive.
Ironically, what was equally as nasty to me is what Tyrese Halliburton just did the other day.
I was about to just say that, Ant. I was about to say that, dog.
Look, and then when he turned around with the celebration down the court, saying, "I got some big balls right here."
Yeah, big
Sam
balls,
Cassell,
baby.
He hit him with the Sam Cassell. He hit him with the Sam Cassell, dog.
Yeah, they huge. You know, I was huge to do that. I was like, oh, then I heard he got fined today for obscene gesture.
What?
Oh well.
What?
Oh well.
The two greatest in-game 3-point. In my opinion, and they were both Pacers. Congratulations, but it's a dunk though, dog. In game.
And I'm gonna tell you, dog. Just like Ando just said, man. You know, I'm getting ready to watch the doggone Cavs and against Indiana, man. One of my other partners, man, that you know what I'm saying I came up with, man. He was telling me, he was like, man, I'm with the Cavs, dog. This before the first game that the Cavs and the Indiana played. I told him, I said, bro, look, Indiana has been knocking on the door for a long time.
And for
a long time.
They deep.
And I said, them boys are hungry. And bro, the way Halliburton is playing, that boy is underrated, man. He is underrated big time, man. That boy is hungry, man. You know what I'm saying?
Favorites. Huh? And I know everybody understand the NBA and they looking at who's supposed to win. But I'm going to put it on the record right now. And I said this at the beginning of the NBA playoffs, and I swear you can go check it out. I said that my pick was going to be the Indiana Pacers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's who I think going to be in the fight. That's who I think going to be in the finals. I don't know who's going to win because Ant-Man and Tyrese Halliburton are the two most dangerous guys right now in the playoffs.
Yes.
But I gotta get wait, no, but hold up. I gotta give a little love. Shout out to Lev. Lev ain't here tonight, big Lev. I know you're in New York City, and I know you watch the game, but I gotta give you boys some love too. Another bad man now. That Jalen Brunson is a bad
he's a bad man.
Man. That's a bad man right there, dog. That's a bad man right there, dog. so I'm going to tell you, mine Monster Dog for sure. You know what I'm saying, man? Because I seen Dominique Wilkins teabag a whole lot of boys coming up. I done seen him teabag a bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? I done seen Vince Carter teabag a bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? People, I'm talking about in-game dunkers. I ain't talking about no dunk contest. Vince Carter, seen it live. Dominique Wilkins, seen it live. You know what I'm saying? So I done seen some guys get they soul. You know what I'm saying? Get themselves compromised, trying to jump with some of these boys that's flying in the air like that. I seen Kobe Bryant come there and do some of our guys bad. I done seen LeBron do some of our guys bad. I seen Big Al Horford do Kevin Love real bad in the playoffs.
You know,
real bad. I seen him just straight, just teabag. Just X-rated. just X-rated. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm going to Monster Dog. All right, fellas. Who y'all think got the biggest fan base, man? Is it the Knicks or is it the Celtics? And the reason I asked that question, and I'm going to start it off myself right here. The reason I asked that question, because, you know, as a Hawks fan, man, living here in our fair city of Atlanta, man, when we go to the game, man, it's one of the few times in Golden State, maybe the Lakers, when we go there, man, and the opposing team outweigh our fans, man. There'd be more opposing fans than there'd be our fans in there. So, and I can't stand Knicks fans or Celtics fans when they come to the ATL, dog, because they drown all our guys out unless we start thumping them, and then, you know, you get our guys. But they tend to outweigh us a little bit. So what's the biggest fan base, fellas? Watchdog, is it Knicks or is it Celtics? What you think?
Well, because they got a great rivalry between both of them as it stands right now. So you know they all a little off kilter. All of them really, and I don't mean this to take no harm, but I know y'all don't really. I know y'all take. Y'all just don't want to tell nobody y'all subscribe that shit. But you got a cabinet full of medicine cabinet, in your third cabinet in the kitchen is full of Ritalin. I already know it, but you don't want to tell nobody. But you got it. So you Knicks fans, I'm gonna go with y'all today because y'all look special. You know, y'all got Radio Raheem, director out there on the sideline. He out there, he causing havoc, and he know he can't do nothing. He can't beat none of y'all up, but he can pay for it.
For the record, Big Lamb is a die-hard New York Knickerbocker fan. Yeah. Go ahead, Watchdog. So I'm
gonna go with them Knicks fans, man, because they look different, man. They just didn't they not lead the usher was trying to get them to lead the stadium, to lead the arena, and they was like, they basically said, "Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, you gotta go home, motherfucker. You gotta go somewhere." They would not.
In Boston, and it was in Boston. End up in them people playing, and then it won't get out. You know what I'm saying?
They would not leave. Boy, they was set on like they was starting a revolution. We are the Knicks, and we not leaving. You can't do nothing. We refuse to go. I don't care how many security you bring up here. This is our stadium. I'm like, dude, y'all got to go. You're going to miss the next game because you're in jail talking about we held it down. No, y'all crazy. So I'm going to go with the Knicks, fans. I'm going to go with the Knicks. Because after them did
if you go to Boston, you smack them around, and you know what I'm saying, in they thing for the first two games, you deserve talking the trash. They doing
it, man. But you got to also know them folks from New York, bro. You step your ass out of the crosswalk, you get hit by a car, they gonna keep on driving. So you shouldn't have walked out there. Bitch, the light was green. It said
Brooklyn sun. It's Brooklyn sun. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn sun.
And they looking at you like you wrong. The thing said walking, had a little silhouette, a little white silhouette walking across, and your ass still got hit. And they going off on you.
You wouldn't advise anybody doing that in New York reading no street signs. You better wait till ain't nobody coming, because they will mow you down.
You move with the group. When the group moves, you move.
Move with the group,
Don't do nothing stupid.
And don't be no hero.
You got to talk like them, act like them.
You can watch all the Avengers you want, but ain't no Spider-Man, no Iron Man, nobody like that coming down there scoop you up, dog.
Tony
it
does
ain't
not
gonna-
have a sky tower where he can swoop down and help you out and take you to a swarmer joint.
He does
can't
not.
help you. He
does
can't
not.
get you no swarmer.
He does not.
You ain't get
Biggest
no.
fan base. Ando.
Come
New
on,
York,
Ando, what you got?
Boston.
This one ain't hard for me, big dog. It's the Knicks fans, bro. The Knicks fan base. It's not. I mean, Boston has a storied, history of championships, but, it ain't like they travel well though, like the Knicks. It might be crowded in the Boston Garden, they're going crazy. But when Boston's not doing well,
They be here.
You don't see them. You don't see those fans all over the place when Boston's not doing well.
Yeah.
You don't see nothing.
See them here, unfortunately.
Yeah, when the Knicks aren't doing well though, you see their fans all the time showing up
That's
like they're in
facts.
first place.
That's facts.
Now, when Boston hit the middle road and they were average for a while, you didn't see their fans just showing up in opposing, gyms and stuff in droves. But every time Boston doing well, yeah, they everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But Knicks can be in 8th place. They fans still gonna be up in your arena, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna take y'all out. It's like, man, y'all 8-32, bro. What are you talking about? Man, sit down somewhere, man. We gonna do it this year. Stephen A.
Yeah.
Next year, this is what we're gonna do. It's like
I'm glad you said that. And after over one go, I'm gonna come back and tell you a story about that very thing you just said, because you absolutely spot on. And I'm gonna tell you a funny story about that when we get to that. Go ahead, over one.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with the crew, man. The most dedicated fan base is the Knicks. When you look at the craziest fan base, we're looking at the Celtics, man, because my wife she been in Boston a couple times already. Her headquarters, the company she worked with is in Boston, man. And man, they so used to winning,
Yeah.
and especially if they don't win, they just like, hey, what's going on? But the Knicks travel well. You know what I'm saying? We got people here in Clarksville, man. Like, man, I'm a Knicks fan. Man, wait, what? Why you grew up a Knicks fan, and you live in Clarksville? Like what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But the Knicks fans, like everybody said, they travel well, man. And when you look at ESPN, who's the biggest Knicks fan? Oh, Stephen A. Stephen A. Boy, that boy talk about them Knicks like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not a 4-head, but a 5-head. You know what I'm saying?
He can come on BaldHeaded Reasons. He can come on BaldHeaded Reasons and do half a show, dog. Because he can't. He can do 30 minutes. He can do 30 minutes of the show, dog. Because he trying to hold on to the. I'm like, you got that. Take that yarmulke you got off your head off, dog. Because it's what you wear, the yarmulke, dog.
Yeah, the biggest doggone Knicks fan is old Spike Lee, man.
Yeah.
Bow-legged Spike Lee, man.
Oh, Spike, man, he had to argue with everybody. He had to try to fight every 6'7" and up NBA player.
And I'm happy them boys doing well, man, because the Knicks been struggling for a long time, dog.
A
long time. And you think about it, man, they got the best market in all of NBA.
The city, and then they wanted the original NBA teams too, though.
Yes, they got the biggest market, man.
Yeah, they got the biggest market. It's New York City. I mean,
I'm glad they're doing well, man. And be honest with you, man, I hope they get to the NBA Finals, dog. I really do, man.
Hey, they ain't gonna go that far. I ain't gonna go that far. They be dropping that ball and they lost their balls. I mean,
now listen, I love Leo to death, dog, but death be upon them at some point. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go that far. I ain't gonna. Now listen, we give them a little glory, and I think they got a great fan base and all that other stuff and all that. But you know what? But in the end, though, damn them and the Celtics. I already care. Cause let me tell you something. Well, so a few years back when we had Dennis Schroeder there, we won a grand total of 18 games in the NBA season. 18. 18. Yeah, we sucked like hell. But you know who was worse than us? The Knicks. Okay. And they had Carmelo Anthony at the time. And we played 2 games here that I went to. Both of them went in overtime. One of them went to 5 overtimes. The game started at 1 o'clock, and we didn't get home at 8 o'clock that night. Okay, 5 overtimes. Okay, and we won the game. We won 18 games. So, but 2 of them games was against the Knicks. You know what I mean? Now the Knicks came here this year when I hosted my good friend Lev. He came down here and they beat the brakes off of us by like 50. It was about. I think all of Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, Long Island, and everybody else was at that game, dog. Because there was a bunch of New York people up in there. I mean, it was it was orange and blue every damn well, dog. And I was like, what in the hell? They came out of everywhere, man. Everybody talking sun and all that. I'm like, man, we don't talk like that down here, man. You know what I'm saying?
They knew Carmelo was dribbling 2 basketballs at the same time. He couldn't focus. Carmelo was dribbling 2 basketballs at the same time. He couldn't focus.
No, you know what? He had already messed that up. That's probably why he couldn't focus.
I told he was lost.
Let me tell you now, let me tell you, before I finish out, the Celtics got the most racist fans ever.
Yeah. Yes.
Ever. Even though they got people our color playing on their team, bruh, let me tell you. Hey, huh?
Because we go to Boston outside of that, that's it. That's bruh, it now.
Hey, them cats out there, man. They will let you know, dog.
I know where you at.
Hey, one of the cats I grew up with, man. This cat, you know what I'm saying? My dog, man. We grew up together, man. This cat moved out to Rhode Island. And now, you know what I'm saying, he goes to Boston Celtics games and stuff like that, and New England Patriots games and stuff like that, man. Hey, he'll let you know, dog. Hey, it's real. It's real out
Boston,
there, man.
Boston is not a great town. I'm going to go ahead and let people know it's not a great town at all, especially for for people of these of our color, dog. But anyway, okay, so we're gonna go with the Knicks. Okay, it's unanimous. It's the Knicks. So in their prime, fellas, which one of these guys are you picking in their prime you think had the better career? And I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off with you, Ando, because that's what we always do. Would you go with Steve the Hezzy Smith, or would you go with Jerry Stackhouse?
Inquiring minds want to know.
That's a good one,
I want to know.
That's a good one, But before I give you my answer on that one, and that's a good one, I just want to just rewind and go back and just say, Stephen A. Smith, I know you may not ever see this, bro, but I just want you to know I respect your confidence, big dog. And that wasn't me that was making those jokes and laughing, saying you could only do 30 minutes of the show. That dude named Tim Harvey. It's that dude. It's a genius and visionary. So I respect your confidence, Stephen A. You know what I'm saying? Handle your business, man. Saying you all kind of stuff nowadays. But hey, one me, dog. One me.
Help me.
That was his name is
I ain't scared of him.
Harvey, man. So
he got ESPN, I got BaldHeaded Reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. Stephen A. Smith show, I don't care now. I speak facts. You know what I'm saying?
Man, hey, listen, man. Ain't nobody talking about have a hairline. Ain't nobody. Come on, man.
That yarmulke he got on the top of his head there, he need to take it off, dog. But go ahead, Ando. Go ahead.
Okay, the other guy's name is Watchdog.
Like he had an accident with a head trimmer.
That's right.
Other guy's name is Watchdog, Stephen A. But back to the lecture at hand. Steve Smith to Jerry Stackhouse, bro. Now my heart wants me to go with Steve Smith, man. Both of these guys had excellent careers, but Steve, he done. I think did Jerry go in the Hawks at the end of his career? I can't remember, but
he played 1 year with us. Not at the end, but he played 1 year with us. So did Steve Smith. There's a reason why I did this, but I'm gonna keep that a secret. Go ahead.
Yeah, but Steve paid like 4 or 5 years with us.
Three.
And during that time, he was a bad man. Steve was just like silky smooth, man. He was like maybe the B version of Grant Hill. You know what I'm saying?
Good comparison.
Not as explosive, but could still get
as athletic. Not as athletic.
not
either.
as athletic, yeah, but he could still get to his spots, man. He had very dependable, smooth jump shot, So I lean towards Steve. But then I can't take nothing away from Jerry Stackhouse. He had a very long, productive career as well. This dude was, quote unquote, supposed to be the next Jordan. That's a lot of pressure. It was so many, but he was one of the dudes that actually had a successful and sustainable career, unlike the Mike Miners of the world. Just because he could jump real high, and don't nobody know who the hell that is now. So but Jerry Stackhouse was he was a bad man. He was smooth. He could slash. He could shoot that jump shot. He played respectable defense. When I went back and looked at it, bro, I had to lean on and say Stackhouse. I even went back. I looked up, some of the stats when they were in their prime, and Stackhouse at the end of his prime. I read this on Wikipedia, so I don't know how true this is. I didn't do no further research. When he was teamed up with Jordan toward the end of his career, and he was averaging 22 a game or something like that. Jordan was averaging 20. He was the first teammate to average 20 a game with Jordan on the team, or more a game, and it wasn't Jordan.
And be their leading scorer. That's accurate. That's very accurate.
Yeah, be the leading scorer. So that was, but he was quoted as saying he regretted playing with Michael because it took away from, some of his prime years of what he could do at that stage in his career, because with Jordan on your team, everything is going to be centered around him and what he does. And then, then he was second fiddle. That he said 75 to 80% of the plays was, was what Mike was doing, and respectively it should have been. But I can understand where he's coming from, because if I got 2 or 3 prime years left, man, I might play my way into another freaking contract or something. But you got Jordan on the team, you can't do that. But in their primes, yeah, I'm gonna go with Stackhouse, even though my heart is with Steve Smith.
Okay, Jerry Stack, Watchdogs. Steve Smith, Jerry Stackhouse.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right on into it. I'm gonna go with Double S. Double S is 1998. You know what team he was in 98, right?
Oh, Michigan State.
No, 1998. He was with that team that the guy sitting right there is
the ATL Hawks. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he made the All-Star team back then, right?
He did.
Yeah, because that man was that man was versatile.
That was his only All-Star appearance, actually.
Huh?
That was his only All-Star appearance, actually.
Exactly. Came out there and did his thing, right? Then I think he won the championship with the Spurs.
2003. That's correct.
So that man right there reinvented himself. He come whatever team he came into, he was impact. He brought what his skill set was, because they couldn't stop that man no matter what. He was versatile and he was shifty. Everybody couldn't go to a certain team or a different team and fit right in and bring their skill set and become an impact player. He became an impact player wherever he went. So you can't discredit what Steve Smith did, because he brought that in, because he knew in his confidence, in his demeanor, you can't come in and say, I'm not confident in what I do, right? Yeah. You got to come into it. Because he had a riff with Miami, because Miami drafted. So he had a little riff with Miami, and
they didn't want to play him. They didn't want to play him for some reason.
Exactly. So whatever was going on with the front office and him and so forth, and they want to play the man, and whatever, you want to just kind of discredit certain people, right? You don't want them because you're trying to get a different player. No, you got this guy. You brought this guy in. You drafted this guy for a reason, because you saw something in him and his ability and his skill set that could benefit your team and your franchise. But you didn't want to use that because somebody done brought something else to the table to you. But when he showed up in Atlanta, he showed you, oh, okay, let me show you what I can do. And he did that. Then he went
And
on.
he was the best player on that team. And he was the best player on that team. You know, while he was there, he was the number one option on the team, man.
So when I look at it, I think about it that in his prime. Yeah, Steve Smith, man. And then he solidified that by showing you, hey, I end up in the Spurs. I got me a championship right there. And a lot of players can't sit there and say they got a championship. I ain't gonna say nobody. I ain't gonna, there ain't nothing against you, Hips. Y'all know who Hips is, but ain't nothing against your Hips. You know, you got you great at commentating right now with your counterpart over there. You great, but ain't nothing against you. I saw you one day at the gas station, boy, but you got hips, and it is what it is. You know, own that shit. But y'all know who I'm talking about too. I ain't gotta say his name.
He a bad man though. He a bad man.
He was a bad man.
He a bad man. He just didn't have no supporting cast. I'm telling you, he didn't have
exactly. But when we look at this, the ones that did play their role and had these supporting cast along with them because they knew what they needed to do and they brought in the supporting cast. Look what happened.
But you know what? No, to his point, he said this, and this is a good point. It's a difference when you come in and you part of the supporting cast and you got a guy. But look, we kind of unfairly judge him because
I'm not judging. I'm just saying
because he wasn't a passenger, he was the bus driver. So he was the Jordan on his team. He was the Tim Duncan on his team. He was the guy. He just didn't have no Pippen. He didn't have no Shaq.
He was the guy. But as being the guy, I needed you to tell the other because you had the ear of the people that could put supporting cast around you.
Well, he tried, but they weren't, you know, back then.
You guys,
the league was different then. The owners would control the league back then, but it ain't like that no more. The players control the league now.
Yeah, but it's still, you still got to speak, bro. Because on the back end, you speaking about it, I get it. But what did you say in the beginning? Because we didn't get that audio. We getting the audio of what you said now. But what about the audio then? Facts. What was you saying? Because you got you got your scribble, you got your paper, money. Oh yeah, hit that green button. Hey, money in the building. You got yours. But what was you saying back then to get that additional around you to get you those championships, right? But again, Steve went again, and it didn't matter. He jumped the lead and went to different teams. But when he did it, he brought something to each team. And then when he communized, he solidified that when he went to the Spurs and got that championship.
That's facts.
Come on now. You gotta be with it. It's like today's league, right? You gotta be willing to restructure your deal to get to ultimate prize where you're trying to get to. You ain't gonna
but today's player though, they don't think like that in the NBA. It's all about these players now about branding and about marketing and about, you know, they next step. You know, these guys now are taught to think beyond basketball even while they playing in the NBA. Not even there used to be a time they was taught to be thinking post-career, but they thinking about their brand now, even in the moment while they're playing basketball. Yeah. And to them, their brand is bigger than what they're doing.
Bigger than the game.
Yeah, it is. It's bigger than the game.
I'm gonna go Steve, man.
Okay, Steve.
I'm going. Right, hey, young less. I ain't talking about a Chevy SSE. I'm talking about Steve.
But I like that. That thing clean. Over one. Yes, sir.
You know, I like what just to say it, man. Steve Smith. I love the player that he was, man, because that boy. I mean, he pretty much was cold on his outside shooting, man, and he was just a great all-around player, man. When he jumped from team to team, I mean, he brought his A game.
Reinvented himself everywhere he went.
That dead eye shooting, because he could shoot that ball, man.
He can shoot the rock, man. You know what I'm saying? He was good with it, man.
Yeah.
You know, jumping to Jerry Stackhouse, man. Jerry Stackhouse was great too, man. Even in college, rolling over into the pros. You know what I'm saying? Even roll over into coaching, man. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing in coaching. Yeah, he didn't have a really successful time with Vanderbilt. You know what I'm saying? Now he's back with I think he's back with Golden State. Is he with Golden State now?
Yeah, he on their
Yeah,
staff.
assistant coach. But he did his thing, man. You know what I'm saying? He was compared a lot to like Watchdog said to Jordan and stuff like that, man. But nobody can take away from what Steve Smith did, man. Steve Smith was a complete all-around player. You know what I'm saying? You never heard any back talk about Steven Smith.
None of that. Go back and look at
saying?
film, man. Watch that dude, man.
Yeah, he came to work. You know what I'm saying? He was like, he clocked in and he was in. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you ask from a player, from player standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Come in, do your part. You know what I'm saying? And everything else take care of the rest. You know what I'm saying? So he did what he had to do. And my thing is, man, if I'm gonna go with anybody, man, their prime, I think Stephen Smith had that doggone edge, man. Not taking a lot from Jerry Stackhouse. I think he was a great player, coach. But I think Stephen Smith was my pick.
I pick Smith as well, man, only because his versatility, being 6'7", 6'8". Jerry Stackhouse was an absolute bucket getter. You know what I'm saying? But Steve could play a little defense too, though. That's the thing about him. Even though he wasn't blessed with a lot of quickness and all that, he could play a little defense too because of his size, man. He was rangy, and then he had point guard skills at being that big too. He wasn't just a shooting guard. Steve can handle the ball. He can, he can facilitate your offense and all that. But Jared was a bucket getter. Don't make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. Jared was a walking bucket. I'm talking 20 every night, But
I got a chance to meet Jared Stackhouse too, man. And matter of fact, it was in Cartersville, dog. In the AAU tournament, man. It's an Adidas tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Jared's thing though, it's a few guys in the NBA that I think that never really got to shine the way they should because they immediately got that tag on them as being the heir apparent to Michael Jordan. And I'm gonna just name a few. And I'm just gonna name a few that was probably, even though now some of these overcame that. People like Kobe overcame that. Okay, Grant Hill overcame that because they were trying to live in shelter. But people like Harold Miner and J.R. Ryder and people like that, them guys like that was coming in the league, that was freakishly athletic, they could play ball and all that. Everybody kept expecting them to be Jordan. They're not Jordan. There's nobody that's Jordan. Kobe even said that I'm not Kobe without him. Everything that I know, I learned from him because he was my guy, my mentor. You know what I mean? So it's kind of unfair, man. But they do what they do. But
what about old Virginia native too, man?
No doubt. But I pick Steve only because of his versatility and his range and size and able to play on both sides of the ball. But there's no slight at all to Jerry Stackhouse when I say that. All right, fellas, go jump into our last segment, man. This is called Off the Diz Zone. Who or what are you putting on blast this week? Over one? Me and you talked earlier, so I'm gonna start with you. Dog. Go ahead and lay down the boogie for us one time, dog.
Yeah. I'm gonna put toxic leadership on blast.
Ooh. Oh my. Oh my.
Not only do we have toxic leadership in the current administration, but we got toxic leadership all the way down to the lowest element. You have to put yourself out there and say, hey, am I the leader that I think I am? But when you're dealing with toxic leadership, dog, it actually makes a impact on your total company per se. I've dealt with this, you know what I'm saying? And my thing is, when you're dealing with toxic leadership, man, it makes everything not look good for your company. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, man, when you're dealing with people that actually don't don't come to the job when they clock in. If they're not there for the betterment of the company, you know, and they're thinking about only themselves, they're toxic. You know, I'm sick of dealing with immature leaders that think they know it all, you know, and
I'm sorry, fellas.
how say again?
I said, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why somebody calling me now.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sick of, you know, saying immature leaders, you know what I'm saying?
Live right now.
But bro, it's getting ridiculous, man. You know, we have to deal with this stuff, you know, daily now. You know, it's not how we came up. You know, we dealt with stuff, you know what I'm saying, and we attacked it head on. You know, if we had an issue with somebody, we dealt with it head on, man. You know, at the end of the day, when you walk out, when you leave work, you know what I'm saying, everything was good. You came back in the next day, everything was fine. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come across issues, bumps and bruises within your company. But when you got people that can't actually deal with conflict head on, that's toxic, man.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm glad that I'm retired. You know, officially, as of today, I'm officially retired. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dealing with no other bullshit. You know, it's to me it's you know, I've dealt with 32 years, dog. 32 years of almost, you know what I'm saying, of service. You know, and to come to this point, man, it's like, wow. You know, I didn't want to go out this way, but to me, the man upstairs that's taking really good care of me, you know what I'm saying, you know, giving me, you know what I'm saying, a mediocre, good bill of health. But toxic leadership, man, I think, you know, bat shit crazy, orange, he needs to doggone, you need rethink his train of thought and put everything back in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because we got some young soldiers out there, man, that really need some good leadership. You know, and the leadership that they got in store right now is kind of jacked up. You know what I'm saying? That is jacked up. You know what I'm saying? And he needs to get that in perspective. Get old Pete Hegseth out the motherfucking, you know, Department of Defense, you know what I'm saying, secretary position, because he's not ready. I don't care what nobody says, he's not ready. You know what I'm saying? He's a part-time soldier.
Oh, he was never ready.
Never ready.
Before the appointment, he was not ready.
You know, hey, get out of that position, get somebody in there that actually, you know, you actually got rid of doggone General Brown. That dude should not never got rid of. You know what I'm saying? I got it. You know what I'm saying? We played a race card, you know what I'm saying? And that dude should never gotten
I wasn't even pointing out the race card. I was pointing out that the man was a 4-star general with 30-some plus years of service.
Yeah, you're right.
Active duty service.
You're right, man. You know what I'm saying? He should never ever got fired. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back to where the experience lies. It's not about a DEI thing. It's about experience. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to get that out of their vocabulary. DEI, woke, and all this other bullshit. Get it out of your vocabulary. Let these guys do the job that they come to do on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I got a young one that's in the Space Force right now that's experiencing this stuff and seeing it, you know, firsthand. I'm trying to get my oldest into the military. You know, I support the military, but I'm not supporting somebody that doesn't know how to lead from the front And right now, Pete Hegseth does not know how to lead from the front because he is all about, you know what I'm saying, drinking, partying, you know what I'm saying, bro.
He's all about supporting the narrative and not understanding how to run a superior military force.
Yep. And that's, to me, that's all toxic.
It's an ideology. It is.
It's all toxic, man. And I'm not about toxic leadership, man. And you know what I'm saying? I hope the man upstairs sees that and gets this doggone country back to where it used to be, the way we came up. You know, we all on this platform have 20 plus years of military service, and we've actually served under commanders in chiefs that actually gave a damn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they had their own little perspectives on this and that, but they
never
gave
nothing
a damn.
like this. Never nothing like this. Never.
Nothing like this, man. Oh, batshit crazy, man. This dude is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
He needs to get up out of office, dog. And that's the real, man. You know, you got people like Laura, whatever her fucking name is, you know what I'm saying, giving him advice. Like, man, like why are you giving this dude advice, man, when you are a doggone conspiracy theorist, for one, you know what I'm saying, and you're all about drama, you know, but he's listening to it. So it's
but that's what he wants. That's why he put it there, because he want people to tell him what he want to hear, not what he need to know. Tell him what he want to hear. That's what it's all about.
And just yesterday, he appointed this new judge. I don't even know her name, man, but she's a former Fox doggone analyst or whatever.
And ain't practiced law in 20 years.
And 20 years, exactly. Thanks, Watchdog. 20 years.
Insane.
20 years. And
insane.
He appointed her to another position. That's crazy, man. What
it
are we
is.
doing? What are we doing as a country, man? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And it's pathetic, man. But my thing is, man, toxic leadership needs to go, and we need to get this country back to where it needs to be, man, because that's that's not what I served for. And I know y'all didn't serve for the same stuff, but toxic leadership is actually not what we need to be.
Watched out.
Hey, man, I appreciate everything Obi-Wan said, man. And I wasn't even gonna go there with today with that, man, because you know I was trying to throw something different out there in the atmosphere today on for BaldHeaded reason. But I've been watching all that, man. I try not to get you pay attention to those news props and everything that's popping up on the news, and then I see that and that this stuck with me. I'm like, really? So you're gonna appoint somebody that's hasn't practiced law in 20 years and they finna be the top prosecutor in the country? I don't understand it. It's like you're trying to overshadow the fact that that the first pope in history in the United States, or the first pope in history is a somebody from the United States.
Yeah.
Right. From Chicago. That's one of the things
South
I want to say something about. That I want to talk about. You you're trying to overshadow that. And oh, by the way, the guy already said that he's gonna oppose all the stuff that you're talking about. He doesn't agree with nothing that you putting out there in the atmosphere, right? One of the things, man, that I try to throw out there, man. So, and I wasn't gonna talk about that. I'm kind of discombobulated right now because, the other day, matter of fact, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, guy I grew up with, man, went to school with, went to high school with, sung in the choir with, back in youth choir back in the day, grew up in Texas with, my cousin hit me up and told me he passed away on yesterday, brother. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I just talked to this brother in the March. He asked me when I'm coming to Texas. I'm like, yeah. When I come back home, I'm like, bro, I don't know, but when I do, I'm gonna hit you up so we can hook up and link up, right? And I went to revisiting that conversation that me and him was having, and I was like, man, was the brother saying bye to me? You hear what I'm saying? And I'm like, so I go back and look, and then he was telling me about another partner of ours that me and him hung out with. It was 3 of us that had passed away a few months before that, and I was like, man, I ain't know he passed. And like, yeah, man, that's why I was calling you in the dark because I knew nobody told you. I was like, bro, what the? I mean, you joking me? And then now, yesterday, I get a text by my cousin. She's like, hey, Paul passed away. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just talked to Paul. Paul ain't passed away. I said, you joking, right? You tripping. And then she's like, no, I'm serious. He had a stroke. He passed away. I said, I need to, what the heck? I just talked to the brother. And then my aunt calls, ironically, I don't mean to use ironically, but he was also married to my cousin at one point, right? And they ended up divorced, but my aunt always kept in touch with him. And she said she felt something was wrong because she texted him for out of the blue and he didn't respond and something was wrong, right? So I'm like, man. And then she said, yeah. Then finally she told me, I said, well, cuz, y'all just told me. And I'm like, you serious? And they were like, yeah. He had a stroke last week, right? He got released from the hospital, said he was doing good. Felt some kind of way on early this week on Monday or Tuesday. Went into the hospital, coded, they couldn't revive him. So so at the end of the day, man, what I'm saying is basically what I'm trying to, it's not putting nothing on my blast. I'm telling you right now, brothers. At this point in time, man, in life, man, we gotta, with all the uncertainty and everything going on, we gotta step up like we doing right now. What we doing, trying to throw some positivity out in the community, in the atmosphere, and start and try to get people to understand. Hey, look, we telling you, you may not agree with what we're saying, you may not do this, you don't believe it, but all we doing is trying to tell you another side of the story. It's 2 sides of the page that you got to flip. You got to read both sides. If you only read one side, that you do yourself a disservice. And you got to do that. And it came to a culmination today, right? I know my daughter probably don't want me to say nothing. That's why I looked around just now. She called me today and text. First she text. Her job that laid out 65% of the people that work today. They gave them notice today that they last day is August. And they outsourced. She's an accountant. So you outsourcing accounting positions.
Right. So.
And she discombobulated right now.
Yeah.
She's like, hold on, Dad.
All that work, all that school,
I'm like,
and you gonna go with somebody inexperienced to come in there.
You pushing overseas, bro. So and then they told her, well, you good, but your coworker that was just that sitting in your cubicle next to you, we told them they done.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Oh, by the way. And is what I'm the people. And
right out for me. We got you. I can hear you in and out.
When you think particularly it's
you went in and out, dog.
That again. Hey, I'm almost thinking that's somebody, big brother, watching over us and cutting us in and out. Because
we got you now. We got you now. We got you.
Hey, I'm just spilling the truth. So when I say what I'm saying, man, when like my daughter got the information today, man, about where she at, and all them people that got cut, it's like 65% of her people that she worked with. Right? You got to notice that, August, that's your last day. She held on because for her particular position, they need her. But then you also spilled that back you followed that up with, you gonna be month to month. So what I'm saying is, brothers, we or as a society need to understand that, look, if you are not in the 1%ers, it ain't about you. And if your mind is thinking that you in the 1%ers and your residence doesn't look like theirs, You are delusional. I need you to get out that space and understand that it's about more.
Well, I think the key point is it's okay to not be in the 1%. I just don't think
I
people.
believe it is too.
I just don't think people understand that you can still be comfortable, happy, profitable. You know what I'm saying? Without you don't have to be in the 1%.
I agree with all that.
But
don't vote for
I live in the most delusional city in America because everybody think that the solution to all their problems is to move to Atlanta. I'm telling you right now, listen to what I ain't gonna get in there. Let me let Ando go first before I
go ahead. No, y'all go.
Because
I was throwing out there, man.
I'm gonna talk about it. But you know what? But what you saying is you don't realize how important what you saying right now. I'm gonna come right back with that with what you just talking about when I go here because it's very important. Go ahead, Ando.
All right, fellas. I'm gonna go in a different direction. It's current right now. What's going on? I'm gonna go to the NBA. I'm gonna talk about my man, Draymond Green.
Oh my God, man.
That's I want to go off a little bit on that. Now, the fan that's out there saying racial stuff to him, yeah, that's some bull crap.
Yeah. But he brought it to himself.
Yeah, but when you inside of your own head, I'm gonna talk to him because he's a young man. I just realized I'm like, he is a young man. What is he, 39?
He's a young man to us, for sure.
Yeah, he's a young man to us.
Very young man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, look here, young man. You created this persona, bro. You embraced it. You're gonna break the records for technical fouls if you keep playing. You're gonna break the record next year.
And people ain't gonna remember that you won 3 championships and all that. What you gonna be remembered as a dirty player. That's all you're gonna be remembered as.
Is a dirty player.
Rodman.
Cost that team another championship when they was up 3-1 on the Cavaliers by getting suspended. So it's like, I'm like, bro, you created this persona. So now you're like, you don't appreciate being identified as an angry black man. And and I've listened to great Draymond probably within the last 5 years, 6, 7 years, I started respecting when I heard him speak, outside of basketball. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Very intelligent, very articulate. You know what I'm saying? Just
he's calm,
probably one of the best facilitators and not even a point guard, probably one of the best playmakers in the history of the game.
That's right. Very smart, understand the game. And it's just, so then I started gaining a new respect for him. But it's kind of like that safety video that they had us watch in the military, and we all about the same age. So you guys can probably remember, I think I had to get some type of safety card certification when I was private, but they make you watch these series of videos. And one of them was a cartoon, and it was showing this man, and he's he's at his house with his family, kids waking up, wife's cooking breakfast, and he's getting ready for work, and he grabs his top hat, puts it on, grabs his briefcase. He's bye, honey. Great family guy. He's off. He gets in his car, pulls out the driveway, and it's like, then his face scowls all up. And he just starts cutting people off in traffic and running all over the place and through stop signs and red lights and honking his horn and just going off, just damn near caused an accident. So he was a total maniac when he got behind the wheel. Then he gets off and it's work, and then he's back. He's this normal guy again. But when he's driving, when he's at home around the family, he's great. And I think about that. I'm like, that's kind of how Draymond is. He's this great guy off the court.
Yeah.
But now, but when he's doing his job, you embrace the villain.
When you need to be great, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah, you embrace the villain when there should be restraint and calm.
He got too much game for that.
It's
He
not
got too much
existent. Yeah,
game.
so he has too much game with all the flailing, with all the gyrations. That's why it took me such a long time to really embrace this cat, man. Even though he's a great basketball player, it's because of all of that. You don't have to do all that, man. You good enough.
Yeah.
Why? And so I just that's who I'm putting him on blast, dude. Get your house in order, bro. What are you gonna be?
Yeah.
What are you gonna be? You can't be both.
You can't be
Right?
both.
So choose one. Either be
You're
the
three.
angry black man that everybody see all the time, or be who you say you are.
You are a three-time NBA champion, dog. Let that be your legacy.
That'd be
Don't
your
let it
legacy,
be
bro.
you
You
was a
play hard.
dirty player,
It's
you
too
know.
much. And you just creating all these film. You've created like 15 years of film of you being a jackass.
A jackass.
Jackass.
That's facts. That's facts, dog. That's
Now
facts.
now your children are coming of age and they're seeing stuff and they're saying stuff, and you even yourself say, "Oh, I do need to do some self-reflection and blah blah blah." But now you want someone to feel sorry for you and play into the angry black man trope. This don't apply to you, bro.
No, it don't apply to you,
This
dog.
don't apply to you.
You got to wear that. You got to
Yeah,
wear that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You gonna wear that one. And I
Yeah.
understand his emotions probably were all over the place after what he just experienced, but
Yeah.
that wasn't the proper that wasn't the proper way to address your current situation, because it's
I
like
agree.
15 years of tape out there showing you doing jackassery type things.
Being
From the
crazy.
gate. From the gate, he was doing that shit. Yeah. So
Period.
I'm gonna keep it very simple, dog. My off the dome today, it was that lady. She came on Fox News and she was talking about the Biden administration, about the previous thing, like that, and doing an interview. And I just texted to you guys. Y'all can check it out, you know. And if y'all want to provide more insight, y'all can. I texted to y'all on our group chat. The lady was giving an interview. She's basically talking about Biden and administration, all this other stuff like that. Like I said before, let me go ahead and put this out there again. I'm gonna say this 100 times. We don't give a damn what political party you're affiliated with. None of these guys do. I'm gonna go ahead and say that because I know they all feel the same sentiment. We don't give a damn if you Republican, Democrat, Independent. We don't care. What we care about is what kind of values do you have and do you do what you say? Okay. So this lady on there trying to talk about all that stuff like that, and she was trying to do the interview and she passed out. She passed out or just fainted right in the middle of her damn speech. Okay. So like I said, I'm not a super religious guy and all this other stuff, but I believe in karma and all this other stuff. But it comes to it like this. See, it was almost like it was scripted. Like, you probably need to just shut up. The reason you passed the hell out because you shouldn't have been saying what you. Well, the reason you passed out because you shouldn't have been saying what you were saying because you're not qualified to make those statements. That's first off. Okay, first off. Okay, so just because you went to college and you got a little degree and you studied politics, they don't make you an expert on what's going on with life. You ain't lived long enough, first of all, to make no commentary on nothing. Okay, so here's my advice to all you young political pundits that's got an opinion about everything and think y'all know everything about it, and because you wouldn't read, you don't know shit, okay? You don't know shit, okay? You got to live life. You got to experience things. And look, if you're looking for a reason to go back and pull out all these talking points, there are no talking points. The only talking points that we know for sure about what's going on in America is just right here. Right here.
Are you united?
Go ahead and Google that right there and read this right here. I dare you to read
They try to
this
rebut it.
and try to come back and challenge me on anything in here, because it's all what my boy Obi-Wan called, it is all real spill. Okay?
Real spill, baby.
Real spill. So go out there right now. If you think that you can challenge anything in this, I dare you to dispute anything that I'm saying in this book right here. And it's written by yours truly. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart, and all them other sites right now. Quick plug right there. But go out there. If you want to know why things are, because it started just like this. We call ourselves the United States of America, but it started just like this. And this is not nothing negative. It is just the truth. So you need to understand that before we can get to what we want America to be, because it's also about telling us what we need to do to make it to that American dream that we all try to pursue. You dig? And that's our thoughts on it right now. So this is BaldHead Reads, but again, we invite you guys to tap in, man. Follow us on YouTube and on Spotify. New episodes every Monday, man. BaldHead Reads coming at you all the way live. We're going to get out there and go kick it with you, man. Let's know what's going on. Give you some knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And tap in, check us out. Tell a friend and tell a friend. We would love to hear from you at BaldHead Reasoner. BaldHead Reasoner at Gmail. We love to hear from you. Comments, questions, commentary, whatnot. Let us know what's going on, man. Hit us up, man. We love that. We love that dialogue. And these are my boys, man. This is what we do. We'll see y'all again on the flip side. Hope you have a happy and prosperous weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. We love y'all. Tap in. This is BaldHead Reason, man. Love, peace, and soul, baby. We up out this thing.